Good morning and welcome to Loewenwood Forest Homeschool. Good morning. It's a fresh one this morning. It's minus 15 degrees Celsius, so a lot cooler than it's been. If you remember my video yesterday, 2 days ago, it was pouring rain. Can you believe that? Whew, gotta get my mitten on. So we're outside enjoying the fresh air and getting some sledding in. Yay! Where are you headed to, little lady? Are you gonna go sledding? Oh my. She's determined. So I did have some questions. Let them down. I did have some questions asked. I had a question from Esther about the resources we use. Hi Esther. So she was just asking what we use for boots, mitts, and things like that. And I have talked about in the past that I do have quality gear. That's what I called it. Quality gear. I am going to put a list of the gear like right up here, probably on the side of the screen. When I talk about the different things, also I'll show some images that I'll film inside, just because it's easier to see with them like laid out as opposed to actually on the kids. Sometimes it's a little hard to see them. Oh, there she goes. You going? You going, Carolyn? You sliding down? Oh, sled went down without you. Oh, no. So the quality gear that I'm always talking about is gear that we have used outside that I have found over the years to work better than others, and so we always gravitate to that brand, to that make. And so I wanted to share with you some of those things. So number one is boots. If your feet get cold, honestly the rest of you gets cold. And I did hear a really good tip that if your feet go into a boot cold, insulating a cold foot. So you want to make sure your feet are nice and warm before you head outside. You don't want to have a cold foot. And so I would recommend, if you do have cold feet, put on lots of woolly socks and all that good stuff. Now you do want a little bit of air around your socks. You don't want it to be so packed in tight, because that will leach the heat out as well. Okay, on to the brands. So we have tried many different brands. We have tried Kamek, Columbia, we've tried Walmart brand, we've tried Joe Fresh brand, which is here in Canada, and they just don't keep your feet as warm as Sorels. Sorels are the #1 boot. They're the ones we always gravitate to. They are very expensive brand new. However, part of why we gravitate to them is they last forever. They last so long. We have done up to 4 years with these crazy kids wearing boots, just passing them down. We try and buy them secondhand whenever possible, but we know that even if we buy them firsthand, not used by anyone else, even though they're upwards of $80, that they will get passed down. And so, I mean, $20 a year if they last 4 years, it's worth it. So that's what we use for our Canadian winters. Now I know there's lots of other boots, especially if you're in warmer climates that are more of like a rain boot style. The Sorel is definitely a heavy duty winter boot style, but that is the #1 that we use. Next is mittens. Mittens are always important. Everyone wants to keep their hands warm. Right after feet, you want to keep your hands warm. And so we try lots of different brands. Again, we've tried like Walmart brands and different store brands. The mittens I'm wearing are currently by Choco. That's a snowmobiling brand. They make a lot of snowmobiling gear. We've also used like Mountain Warehouse. They're a store around here that does a lot of coats and things. Their mittens are fantastic, along with Columbia mittens. The #1 thing I would say that makes a mitten good or bad is the Thinsulate. You want to look for that little Thinsulate badge. That will tell you if it's a good mitten or not. Another angle. I had to move again. All right, get my list back out again. And the last category I want to talk about today is coats. So we have tried lots of different types of coats. We have tried Columbia and store brand and Nike and North Face and Oshkosh, and which are bought at Carter's. And Oshkosh by far are our favorite brand for the kids. Their coats usually come a full suit, so you get the pants and the coat. At least you do here in Canada, and they are fantastic. Not only is their quality amazing and they last extremely long, everywhere is reinforced. So everywhere that might wear it, like the knees, reinforced. Just amazing quality. We're always so impressed, and they pass down through many kids, which is bonus for us. That's what we need. So that's what we prefer. For my husband and myself, our jackets, we're less picky, but I do prefer a 3-in-1. So it's the one where you have, I don't know if you can tell here, you know, you've got the inside layer and then the outer shell, and you can zip them together or you can have them as separate pieces. It just saves space because this shell can also become my raincoat, and that inner layer can be my spring or fall jacket. So that's what we prefer when it comes to coats. So what do you use? Now, of course, you may have a different climate, you may have a different brand that you have tested in the elements that you have find works. What works best for you? Please let me know in the comments below. I'd love to chat with you down there. Now, before I head in for the day, we have spent our 1 hour outside, and it is chilly and the little girls need to get inside. One last question I had asked was, how many hours do you have left? And I wanted to let everyone know that down at the bottom in the description of this video, I do have the number of hours left, which I believe is 959, probably 958 now that we've been outside another hour. And so we are doing less than an hour a day, which is sad, but I know as we get warmer, especially when we get up to temperatures that are more closer to 0 degrees Celsius, then we'll definitely be able to get more time outside. The little girls won't get as cold as quickly, and it'll be much easier for me to nap them outside and breastfeed outside, which is a little bit tricky in the minus 15 degrees that we have today. Anyway, I hope you continue on with us. I love making videos. I love having you guys watch the videos and chat with me over on Facebook. There's a link for Facebook down below. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram if you're over there. Bye friends, we'll see you next time. Here's our total time for today.